Welcome, one and all, back to the Monday night Me Club, although it's actually a Tuesday night Me Club. It's going to change the alignment because that's annoying me a little bit. We are thinking about, so whenever you're watching this, if you're on the later package, we've just come off the back of a long bank holiday weekend, which was glorious. And as I was just saying, I think, maybe we all used it as a bit of an excuse to indulge in things, which I'm totally fine with, everything in moderation, apart from when it's Easter and Christmas. But I always feel like I'm really knackered going into a week off the back of a bank holiday. So one of the nice things I think we can do in our practice, well, what I like to do in my practice if I'm feeling really tired, is to work with twists. And as with everything, some people love twists, some people hate twists. But for me, I was thinking today and planning over the weekend about, what would be good to focus on. I'm like, actually, it'd be quite nice just to lie on the floor mostly. So we're going to do a bit of that. But then we're going to take the stuff we do lying on the floor and do it standing up. But we're going to look at twists. And energetically for us, twists can be really interesting, because if you ever look at any sort of energetic mapping of bodies, particularly in yoga, you'll see that the chakras, our energy centers, are said to be lined up from the top of our heads, our crown chakra, right the way down to sort of the perineum, the root chakra down at the bottom. But all these energy channels line up through this one central axis. If you look at further yoga teachings about energy, you'll see that we have the main kind of channel of energy, but then you have other energy channels that wrap themselves around it. So you have the main one in the middle, which is called Sushumna, and then wrapping themselves left and right around it, you have Ida and Pingala. You don't need to know any of that, but you need to know that the spine and energy are very much busy mates when it comes to yoga stuff. And anatomically, there's a lot going on in our spine, probably the understatement of the century. We've got 30, now hang on, I wrote this down because I knew I'd doubt myself when I came to say it. 32 bones, I can never remember 32 or 34. 32 bones and vertebrae, which articulate differently depending on where they are in which bit of your spine. Of course, we've got really important nerves and fibers going up through the center of the spine. So working with the spine, super important for overall health and mobility, because when we are twisting, the spine is literally kind of the trunk of our tree, and if that doesn't have some give to it, if that doesn't have some mobility, if that doesn't have some strength, it's going to impact on how all the branches, as it were, coming off it is working. So it's an obvious thing to say, but when we're talking about spine, just remember that we are also talking about neck and head and a little bit about shoulders as well. We're also talking about hips, because if you think about it, I haven't got my handy skeleton on my iPad. Your spine, this is the bottom of your spine, sits, in the base of your pelvis, at the back of your pelvis. So we can't work the spine without taking into account our pelvis. And as we work through these twists, lots of yoga teachers teach twists in different ways. Some say you keep the pelvis fixed and you move the spine. I'm not a fan of that. It doesn't feel particularly good in my body, because when we do forwards bends and backward bends, we allow the pelvis to move with the direction we're going in. So if we're doing a forward fold, we don't try and keep the pelvis fixed and just kind of, fold from here up. That'd be ludicrous. We allow the whole pelvis to tip on the top of the femur, on the top of the leg bone. Same with back bending. We don't fix the pelvis and then expect all of the bend just to come from the spine. So it kind of doesn't make much sense to do anything different when we twist. We should allow the pelvis, I have been taught and how I practice and how I like to practice, allow the pelvis to at least be on the same page as the direction that the spine is moving. Because although the spine is fixed in the pelvis, as with anything, there's always a little bit of play there, because the body doesn't want, you know, it wants flexibility in some areas and it wants rigidity in other areas. But we don't want one thing to be fixed going the other way and then trying to force something to go the completely opposite way. It doesn't make much sense to me. So we're going to be thinking about, when we initiate our twists, initiating them from the core, initiating them from the stuff on the inside. Because I think it switches on a connection with what's going on the inside. But also, when we are using a twisting practice to energize ourselves, it gives you that opportunity to tune in a little bit. And as we go through the poses, I'm going to be encouraging you to actually put hands on yourself to just feel how we can build these twists so that physiologically you can feel it, but also it gives you an opportunity to connect into how the twist actually feels in your body. So let us get comfortable and start. So as ever, find the comfortable seated position for you this evening, or whenever you're practicing, however that is. Whether that's sitting cross-legged, sitting with your legs out in front of you. You want to go straight for the lying down bit, be my guest, treat yourself. Just remember, you can't go to sleep yet. And then once you're settled, let your hands rest on or about your knees. And of course, remember, as you are getting settled, that you're working with the body you have got, not the body you think you should have. So just be aware that perhaps if you took a week off last week, missing that week may mean that things are feeling a little bit rusty. So, you know, remember, we're not muscling into flexibility. We're not going to be forcing any of these twists. We're going to be encouraging bits of us to move, but there's no force, there's no pressure. If something doesn't feel good in your body, you don't do it. Once you're comfortable, let your hands rest on or about your knees. Palms can turn up or palms can turn down. Once you're settled, allow the eyes to gently fall closed. And just begin to get that sense of arriving into this space and into this time. Take a big breath in through the nose and sigh it out. Good. Do that again at least twice. Big breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Then let your breath just settle into its own natural rhythm. If it wants to be deep, let it be deep. If it wants to be shallow, let it be shallow. And begin to find that feeling of arriving, of pressing the pause button. Acknowledging that a whole heap of stuff has already happened in your day. Recognizing that there is still time for more to come, but allowing you to have this time, this space, just for you, just for your practice, just for tuning in. of finding that connection to what is deep inside you, whether that's anatomically, spiritually, emotionally, giving yourself the time and space you need to press the pause button on all the rest of it. So begin to tune in, begin that process of noticing how you feel, noticing what your energy levels are like, noticing what kind of mood you're in, remembering that there's no right or wrong. I don't want you to change it. I don't want you to control it. I just want, for now, just notice it. Just beginning the process of getting aware. And take your awareness to your thoughts. Let's just start to tune in a little deeper. So notice your thoughts and notice what's coming, notice what's going. Notice how transient and changeable the thoughts are. And remember that you are trying to position yourself as the interested observer of your thoughts, rather than the active participant. So if you can, you might imagine yourself sitting at the side of the road, watching thoughts trundle backwards and forwards like traffic, or sitting at the side of a river and watching thoughts flow by like leaves, or as clouds across the sky, whatever vision works for you, but positioning yourself very much as that observer rather than the participant. And again, just as you did before, this isn't about changing or controlling your thoughts. It's about getting aware. It's about connecting. Just as we're going to do when we start to twist, to connect to our spine, to connect to the bit of us that connects everything else, just do that with your thoughts. And then as you've noticed mind, let's begin to notice body. And again, just about connecting for now. So starting with your awareness right at the top of your head, where your crown chakra would be. Allow your awareness to roll down through your body. And you don't need to worry about what you're trying to do or not do, but notice what you feel. Notice what you sense. Perhaps even notice if there are some bits of you that it's easy to connect to, other bits that it's more difficult to connect to. And again, all of this, just getting aware. Once your awareness has gone all the way down to the tips of your toes, as we've noticed mind, as we've noticed body, let's take awareness to breath. So take your awareness to wherever you can most easily feel the rise of your inhale and the fall of your exhale. That may be somewhere around your belly button. If connecting with the rise and fall doesn't work for you, then perhaps take your awareness to the tips of your nostrils, where you can feel cool air coming in and warm air going out. It's always more than one way to connect with something. Remembering that your breath is there to help you negotiate with your body. It's there to help you know if you are pushing too hard or insisting. But perhaps most importantly, it's there as the anchor for you to come back to whenever your mind does its wandering thing. So keeping that awareness of your breath. Can either let the hands stay resting where they are or bring them into a prayer shape in front of your breastbone. You can let the head bow. And set your intention for your practice. So take a moment, connect to your gut instinct. What do you need the practice to do for you this evening? How do you want to feel as you move through the poses? How do you want to feel when you step off the mat and go back into your day? What do you want to connect with? How do you want to feel? Set your intention, but remain open-minded to all the other good, positive stuff that may well come along. With your preferred intention set, you can lift the chin, let the hands come down. And we're going to start on our backs again, as we have done for the last couple of weeks. But less core stuff, more connecting stuff. You'll be pleased or disappointed to know. So one way or another, bring yourself down onto your back. Settle in for a moment. Just again, notice how the very act of moving position, moving down onto the floor, sounds obvious, but connects you in a different way to the earth. So just notice the bits of you that are in contact with the mat. Allow them to be heavy. I quite like to take my feet sort of as wide as my mat and just let the knees roll in or lean up against each other. If you can take the arms wide, take them wide, or you can just do like this with that goalpost shaped arms and bend at the elbows. And just take a moment here. And we're going to be twisting the spine, like I said, but remember the spine moves forwards, backwards, obviously, side to side. But there's also an axial extension where top of head moves away from base of spine. So as you allow the spine just to settle into its natural curves here, can you just get a sense of where your spine is in kind of time and space? As you take a few deeper breaths, as you feel the rib cage expand with each inhale, which of course is also part of the spine, and soften with each exhale, could you perhaps imagine a bit of space coming in? With each inhale, could you imagine the squishy discs between each vertebrae? Could you imagine them just expanding a little? Allowing your spine to just kind of become a little bit longer, especially if we've been sitting down all day, feeling the weight of the first day back after bank holidays heavy on one's shoulders. So just a couple of breaths here into the spine, seeing if you can find that feeling of it lengthening, of space coming in between the vertebrae. And if you can't, don't worry about it. Bring the knees up to your chest and hug them in. And again, notice how hugging them in and rolling side to side, again, connects you literally in a different way through your body to the earth. It also changes the shape of your spine. Well, it doesn't change the shape of your spine, it changes the alignment of your spine. Shouldn't change the shape. Anyway, details. Take your arms back out to the side. Take an inhale. With an exhale, just gently let both knees drop to the right hand side. Don't worry about what other bits of you come up off the floor. Inhale, bring them back up to center. Exhale, let them gently drop the other way. And again, don't worry if the other shoulder comes up. And just do that a couple of times, bringing the knees up with the inhale, letting them drop down with the exhale. Up with the inhale. And down with the exhale. And once you've gone down on one side, If it feels good, pause on that side for a breath or two. Then bring it back up. Pause on the other side for a breath or two. Or if it feels better to just keep moving, feel free to keep moving. And of course, we're not going for our deepest, most ridiculously bendy twist because we're only just starting. Good, bring the knees back up to center. Bring both feet flat on the floor, again with feet about mat width apart. Keep the feet where they are and let both knees drop to the right hand side. So you're making like a zigzag shape with the legs. Then again, bring the knees up, keeping the feet in contact with the floor. And exhale, let the knees drop to the left. And up. And down. So again, with your own breath, lifting them up with the inhale, letting them drop down with the exhale. Allowing the pelvis to move, so the back of the pelvis will lift up. And you may well also feel this in the front of the front of your thighs, the quads, which of course has an impact on the alignment of the pelvis, which has an impact on the alignment of your spine. So, you know, your leg bones connected to your backbone, etc., etc. And again, once you've gone left and right a few times, you might want to stay on one side for a breath or two. And then come back up to center, other side for a breath or two. Come back up to center. Good, bring the knees in again and hug them in. Then keep your right knee in and take your left leg out and straighten the left leg. Push out through the base of the left big toe and the little toe and draw the right knee into the chest. And then swap left knee in, straighten the right leg out. And again, a couple of times each way. Again, looking at working at hip flexors at the moment, which again controls or contributes to alignment of pelvis. Next time you've got your right knee up and the left leg straight, pause there. Left hand on the front of the left hip. Just let the right knee roll out to your right hand side a little. So you just begin to gently work through the inner thighs. And again, you're not forcing your body to do anything it doesn't want to do. Just letting the weight of your right hand to encourage some heaviness into that right leg. Good, then bring the right knee up, hold the right knee with your left hand and take the right knee all the way across so you're now lying on your left hand side. Turn the chest up to the ceiling. You can reach the right arm out and back behind you. Again, not going for our deepest twist, keeping it really soft. You can prop your right arm up on something if you've got anything handy. And if it doesn't feel good to have your right arm extended because it feels like it's pulling on the front of the chest too much, then just let the right arm, drape somewhere where it needs to. And then bring yourself back up to center. Swap the legs. Draw the left knee in for a moment. Then left hand on left knee, right hand on the front of the right hip. Let the left knee roll out to the side. And again, you're not forcing or insisting. Just letting the weight of your left arm encourage that left knee just out and down. Good, bring the left knee back up to center. Right hand onto the left knee. Take the left knee over. So now you are, once again, lying on your right hand side. Turn the chest up towards the ceiling, gently reach back through the left arm. Again, you can prop the left arm on things if that feels good, or just keep the left arm draped on your body. Not going for any super deep, mind-boggling twists right now. And then bringing yourself back up to center. Bring the knees back up into the chest. Then take both feet flat on the floor and straighten your legs out for a moment. Keep the legs together. Now cross your left leg over your right so that it kind of crosses at the ankles. And take both feet over to the right hand corner of your mat. Then take your shoulders over to the top right hand corner of your mat. Reach the arms up over your head and hold your left wrist with your right hand. So you're basically turning yourself into a bit of a banana shape. And you'll feel the stretch, hopefully, quite a lot of the way through your left hand side. Just pause here and breathe. Obviously, you're particularly breathing into the left hand ribs, into the side waist, but we really want to get length through this whole side body sort of connection of fascia, through the outer hip into the waist, because that's going to help you when you twist. Bring yourself back to center, bring the leg feet back to center. So cross the right ankle over the left. Take both feet over to the left hand side of your mat. Take the shoulders over to the left hand corner at the top. Hold the right wrist with your left hand. And again, make yourself into a banana shape the other way. And now just stretching through the right hand side. And again, this is all about connection. So notice perhaps which bit of you feels the stretch more than others. If it's particularly through the rib cage or through the armpit, through the side waist, oh, excuse me, into the side ribs, into that right side of the rib cage. And bring everything back to center, uncross the legs, bring the knees up into the chest. One way or another, bring yourself up to sit. You could do it with a rock and roll up and down the spine, which is quite fun, if you don't get out much. One way or another, come up to sit. Bring yourself to a comfortable seated position, ideally cross-legged. And if that's not comfortable, I highly recommend that you pop your bum up on some blocks. One leg in front of the other, because that's what cross-legs is, in case you didn't know that. Oh dear. And bring the hands in front of you. Now, first thing to remember about twists. First thing about Twist Club, we never speak of twists. No. First thing to remember about twists, before you twist, you always lengthen. So this is a good opportunity to practice our lengthening first. We've done it before, it won't be a surprise. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, lead with your chest and go forwards. So you think of going forwards in this move before you think of doing anything else. So you go forwards, keeping that length in the spine, and then exhale, take yourself down towards the floor. And give yourself a little shimmy from side to side. So just bring a little bit of lateral movement into the spine. Remember, the head and neck quite like getting involved as well. Not so much that you are whiplashing yourself around, but just taking the movement all the way up through each of the vertebrae between the ears. Because, the spine has that fluidity to it, or at least that's what we hope. Good. Inhale, lift a little bit, walk over to your right knee, pause with the exhale. And again, inhale, let yourself sit tall. Exhale, fold out over the left leg. And again, we're thinking of getting long through the left hand side here. You just pause for a moment. Lift up a little, walk yourself over to the left knee. Inhale, give yourself that opportunity to lengthen. Exhale, take it down. Again, long through the right hand side. Nice, lift up a little. Come back to center. Just once more, take an inhale. Exhale, reach out and get long from the top of the head to the tailbone. Maybe add a little shimmy, and then bring yourself up to sit. So first, seated twist. So we can use the fundamentals that we start working with here in the twists once we are standing up and moving more. So remember what we said about pelvis. You want the pelvis to at least be on the same page as the direction that your spine is twisting. So that doesn't need to be a huge movement. I'm not suggesting that you are, you know, whipping everything around. All I suggest is that you feel that the pelvis has been allowed to move just a touch, so that you're not keeping it rigidly cemented to the floor. So we're going to twist to the right. So first of all, inhale, sit up, think of axial extension from the top of the head up, and then bring your left hand to your right knee. Take your right hand behind you and just pause with an exhale. So allow your left sitting bone to have moved forwards a little. Now I want you to bring your right hand and take it round as far as you can reach to the left hand side of your kind of lower belly, and then just sort of energetically draw the flesh around. It's not going to stay there because you're going to let it go, but use that smoothing of the flesh to kind of switch on the muscles right at the bottom of your core to start twisting that bit. Then take your right hand a little further up to the ribs. And again, with a smoothing of the skin, just draw your ribs around. Again, they're not going to stay because you're not giving yourself a massive adjustment, but just feel how you've got the foundation, the bottom bit of the twist, now the middle bit of the twist. Then take your hand up to your chest and just smooth across the top of your chest a little. So you'll feel bottom, middle, kind of top of twist. Then take the hand down behind you onto the floor, resting up on your fingertips so you keep the length in the spine. So you've got a pretty good twist already. Add another inhale, lift the top of the head, then exhale, see if you can just take the gaze around as well. But the twist has started from the bottom and is working its way up. And then if you want to go a little deeper, maybe you add the hands to help you round. Inhale, come back to center. Good. I know it makes it a slow process, but we're just laying the foundations now so that when we do the standing twists, you can find this same foundation. So we're going to twist the other way to the left. Let the right sit bone move a little so that the pelvis is on the same page as your spine. Right hand to left knee. Inhale, sit up tall first. Left hand, take it to the lower belly on the left hand side. Engage from the inside, but use the hand on the outside to connect in and out, and begin to turn from the belly around. Then take the left hand a little further up to the rib cage. Again, the twist is going to happen from the inside, but the hand connects it to the outside. So smooth the flesh around. Just imagine the ribs following the hand, even if they won't go. Then take the hand up to the chest. Draw that left hand across as if you're just smoothing your t-shirt, smoothing the creases out of your shirt. And bring the left hand down behind you. Sometimes it can be nice to put your hand on a block so that you can keep the height. Add another bonus inhale, lift even taller, and then exhale, take the gaze around. And then if you want to go a little deeper, maybe you use the hands, but remember the hands are only there to help the pose sort of flesh out even more than you've already done. They're not there to create the pose from scratch. And let the gaze be soft, let your jaw be soft. Inhale, come back to center. Good. Same thing, other side, just to balance it all out. Cross the legs with the other one in front. Hands in front of you. Inhale, axial extension, get long in the spine. Exhale, go out first, then go down, and then maybe add a little shimmy from side to side. Allow the head to move, allow the neck to move. Get your groove on, as the kids don't say. Lift up a little bit with the inhale. Go over to your right knee. Pause for the exhale. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, take it out over your right leg. Again, getting some length through the side body. We particularly want to be working into the outer hip as well. Outer hip flexibility can really help when you are working into your twists. Inhale, come up a little so you've got some room to move. Take it over to the left knee. Inhale, find that length. Exhale, take it out over the left knee. Get long to the right hand side. If the twist goes the stretch goes all the way down to your outer hip on the right hand side, all the better for it. Inhale, lift up a little, come back to center. Find that length with the inhale. Exhale, go down, add a little shimmy, and then come back up to sit. One more time, seated twist each way, again, just to create those foundations and that connection. So we're going to go to the right first. So left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you. Do not twist yet. Allow there to be that micro movement in the pelvis. Then you can use your hand again if you find that useful. Otherwise, remember how it felt to have your hand there. So begin with, you're smoothing the belly flesh around. Then taking the hand up a little, smoothing the rib cage around. Then taking it up to the chest, smoothing the right shoulder back and the chest open. Then allowing the right hand to come down behind you. Inhaling again to find more length. And then adding the neck, so turning the gaze to look over your right shoulder. And taking a breath, then maybe adding a little bit with the hands to take you a little bit deeper. And then coming back through center. Good, hopefully already feeling kind of good. Let's do the other side and then we stand up and move. Right hand to left knee, left hand behind you. Again, before you even start, allow the pelvis to start to be on the same page. Use your left hand if you like. Lower belly flesh. Yes, smooth, I think where we're going then. Smooth the lower belly around. Then take the left hand up a little bit. Smooth that flesh of the rib cage around. Then up to the chest. Smooth that left shoulder back. Get broad across the chest. Let the left hand reach down to give you support behind you. Add another inhale. Sit up even taller. Find that feeling again that we had when we were lying down of letting the discs kind of get spongier. Then add the gaze to look over the left shoulder. Maybe add a little bit of emphasis with the hands, remembering that the twist is coming all the way from the bottom of the spine. And then bring yourself back to center. Good. Uncross the legs. Make your way onto your hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Tuck your toes, push yourself back for your first downward facing dog. Of course, if you don't feel that you're quite ready for down dog, you can take your child's pose. But start your first down dog with a nice slow walk on the spot. Let's go even slower with that. Turn your right heel in just a touch. Bend your left knee. Now look under your right armpit. Push through the right hand and really send your right hip crease up and back. Let the left knee really kind of curl to look to the right. So you're getting really long through the right hand side. Then come back to center. Let's go the other way. Turn the left heel in just a touch. Bend the right knee. Look under your left armpit. And then really push that left hip crease up and back. Let the right leg turn. So again, lengthen the side body. Also maybe feeling it in the outer hips. And then come back to center. Again, give it a walk on the spot. Repeat that if that feels good. Easing out through backs of legs. Keep the neck and head nice and mobile. Good, and then walk your feet in towards your hands. Soft knees. Let yourself hang here for a moment. So we're not now trying to keep the spine long. Just have a little sway back and forth, just to let it kind of naturally decompress, just by the nature of your head kind of hanging off the end of it. Good. Now bring your hands to your shins and lift up halfway. And then almost lift a little bit more so that you can really feel your back muscles working. And then imagine that someone is gently got perhaps a thumb either side of your ears. I look like I'm kind of doing some sort of bull impression, but gently pulling you from the ears forward, and then someone else has gently and lovingly got their fingers in your hip creases, and you're being pulled in those two opposite directions. But find that sensation with your inhale. Soft knees, exhale, fold down. One inhale, all the way up. Push through the feet to straighten the legs. Hold your left wrist with your right hand. Take an extra inhale and exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Swap the hold on the wrists. Exhale, side stretch to the left. Good, back to center. Let's add the legs. Cross your left leg over the right. Hold your left wrist. Bend to your right. So we're making like that banana shape we had when we were lying down. Inhale, back up. Swap everything. Exhale to the left. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees straight into it, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up and lengthen. Good. Exhale, fold back down again. Bring your left hand to the middle of your mat, directly under your nose. Bend your left knee and straighten your right leg. Bring your right hand onto your hip. Just to cement what we've done so far, keep this right leg really active. So lift the hip crease up and back. Take your right hand onto your belly. Turn the belly to your right. Do the same with your ribs. Reach underneath and turn the rib cage to your right. Then do the same with the chest. Just smooth across the front of the chest. Then keeping all of that twist which you've created from the inside, but connected to the outside, maybe take the gaze up and add the neck. Good. Go back to forward fold. Let's swap and go the other way. So bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Right hand comes down to the floor in front of you. Take the hand that's not on the floor to your lower belly. Smooth it into the twist. Remember, the pelvis is going in the same direction. Same thing with the ribs. Smooth it around. You're creating the twist from the inside, but connecting it to the outside. Same across the chest, just to open the shoulder, and then you add the hand by reaching up to the ceiling. Maybe the gaze goes up, and again, find that extension through the spine, so nothing's going soggy in the middle. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, push through feet, rise up. Exhale, pull the arms down by your sides. Good. Do that again, but we'll just hold the twist for one breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Bend left leg straight and right. Left hand to the floor, right arm reaches up. Exhale, forward fold. Right hand to the floor, right leg bends, left leg straight. Inhale, reach the left arm up and twist. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, push through feet, rise up. Exhale, pull the arms down. Good, one more like that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, twist to the right, left hand down, right arm up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, twist to the left. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, push through feet. Exhale, pull your arms down by your sides. Good. Into sunny A's. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen. Exhale, hands down, both feet back, bring your knees down. Now remember all of that valuable stuff we did the last 2 weeks. Control your descent as you come down. Inhale, little cobra, pull back with the hands, lift the chest. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog, straight into it. Good. In your down dog, again, give it a little walk on the spot. Really get into that outer hip area. Then shorten your dog just a little bit. Now we did some of this last week. Take your left hand and reach back and hold around the back of your right leg or ankle. And then twist and turn the chest to look under your right armpit. And then bring yourself back to center. And if you've got it in you, give it a go the other way. Reach the right hand back, hold around the back of the left leg or ankle. Twist to look under the left armpit. And then bring yourself back to center. Lengthen out your down facing dog just for a breath. Bend the knees, bring the feet into the hands. Inhale, halfway up and lengthen. Soft knees, exhale, fold down. Push through feet, inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, bring the arms down. Good. Adding some lunges. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Twist to the right, left hand down, right arm up. Exhale, forward fold. Twist to the left, right hand down, left arm up. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Step your right foot back, bring the right knee down. Inhale, reach both arms up. Good. Ground through your feet. Keep this lunge nice and active in the legs. Take your left hand forward, take your right arm back. Good. And then take the right arm forwards, take both arms up. Now take your right arm forwards and take your left arm back. So it's a closed twist. Both arms forwards, both arms up. Exhale, hands down, step back, down dog first. Inhale forwards, hold your plank. Knees down, everything down with control. Inhale, little cobra, lift up. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Take your right foot up in the air. Bend your right knee, roll that right hip open. Again, look under your right armpit. Let that right heel be heavy. Step the right foot forwards. Bring the left knee down. Inhale, reach it up. Then take it to an open twist first. So right arm forwards, left arm back. Then swoop, left arm down, both arms forwards, both arms up. Then take it into a closed twist, left arm forwards, right arm back. Then swoop the right arm down, both arms forwards, both arms up. Hands down, step the left foot in. Inhale, halfway up, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold down. Push through feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, pull the arms down. Same thing, other side leads. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Twist to the left, right hand down, left arm up. Exhale, forward fold. Twist to the right, left arm down, right arm up. Exhale, forward fold. Left foot back, right knee down. Inhale, reach up, let the hips be heavy. Go to your open twist first. So right arm forwards, left arm back. Then left arm down, both arms forwards, both arms up. Go to your closed twist. So left arm forwards, right arm back. Right arm down, both arms forwards, both arms up. Hands down, downward facing dog for a breath. Take your left leg, take it up. Bend the left knee. Roll that left hip open. Push down through both hands. Let the left heel drop towards right bum cheek. Step left foot forwards. Bring right knee down. One more time around. Inhale. Reach up. Go to your open twist first. Left hand forwards. Right hand back. Then right hand down. Both hands forwards. Both arms up. Then take it into your closed twist. So right arm forwards, left arm back. Then left arm down, both arms forwards, both arms up. Hands down, step right foot forwards. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Push through feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, pull your arms down. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale again, forwards fold. Left hand down, right arm up. Pull that right hip back. Exhale, forward fold. Twist the other way. Right hand down, left arm up. Try and keep the spine long. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back, right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Good. Exhale, left hand to your left knee, right hand onto the floor. Now again, you can use your left hand to move stuff around if that feels good, or remember how that felt to connect from inside to out, and just use your mind to do the following. So right hand is on the floor. Take an inhale, keep the spine long. Ground everything down that is in contact with the floor. Left hand can stay on left leg, or you're using it to move your torso. But turn from the belly, through the ribs to the chest to look towards that left leg. You can either leave your left hand where it is, on the knee, to help you keep facilitating that turn. So left hand can stay here on the knee if you like, or you can reach the left arm up, or tuck the toes of the back foot under and take it to a low lunge and keep reaching up. Good. Find your breath. Now I want you to try and do exactly the same thing in your spine here as we did when we were lying down, in keeping it long, trying to keep that feeling of lift and length through the spine, but also switching the twist on from the inside out. Good, exhale, bring the left hand down, step your left foot back, come to a high plank for a moment, bring the knees down, bring everything down with control. Inhale, little cobra, exhale, push back, downward facing dog, pause for a breath, take an inhale, and an exhale, and use this time in your downward facing dog. Enjoy the fact that you are not in a twist. You will have felt that obviously as we twist, it will restrict your breathing, as you can hear from the way I'm panting. Nothing to do with the fact I've eaten just bread and cheese for the last week. And wine. No, it restricts your breathing. So when you're in a symmetrical pose like downward facing dog, enjoy the fact that you are not asymmetrical. Take your right foot up, bend the knee, roll the right hip open again, and then step right foot forwards, bring left knee down. Again, your choice what you do with your right hand. Use it to help find connection through the twist, or take it straight to rest on your right knee. You can push down to add the hands. So this is just like the seated twist we did at the beginning, in as much as I only want you to use the hands to kind of add the icing on the cake, as it were. I want the twist to start from the inside. So stay here, or reach the right arm up, or tuck the toes of the back foot and let the back knee lift. Now keep this right knee hugging in towards the midline. You're going to need to use the right leg. Push down with the stuff that's on the floor. Draw the belly button in and think of turning that belly button to look towards the inside of your right thigh. Good. Bring the right hand down, step the left foot forwards. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, push through feet. Come all the way up. Exhale, arms down, same thing, other leg leads. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, soft knees, fold down. Inhale, halfway up. Oh, I forgot the twists. Left hand down, right arm up. Spin. Doesn't matter which way you've gone. Now just twist the other way. One hand down, one hand up. And then come back to your forward fold. Take the left foot back, bring the left knee down. Inhale, start with both arms up. And then again, exhale, find whatever version of the pose you want. But take a moment or two to set it up. Find the grounding, and let the pelvis move. And then think from bottom to middle to top of the twist. And the head and neck, the head and neck can turn to whatever feels good for you. Nice, bring the right hand down, step back, downward facing dog for a moment. Enjoy the fact you're not twisting. Breathe there. Good, then take the left foot up, bend the left knee, roll the left hip open, step the left foot forwards, bring the right knee down. Inhale, use the inhale to find the length through the spine. Exhale, hands down, find your connection to the floor. Then use your inhale to find length. Exhale, settle into whichever version of the pose feels like it works for you. Remember, keep that front leg nice and strong. Feel like the knee is hugging towards the midline. It's very tempting to fling yourself into the twist, but then lose the connection through the foot, through the leg, and sacrifice the alignment. Bring the left hand down, step the right foot forwards. Step your feet in so that the feet are touching if they don't normally. Inhale, halfway up and lengthen. Exhale, bring your hands to the floor And bend your knees and get nice and low, or as low as you can bear to be in a squat. Not quite squat, that's a high squat. And inhale, keep your bum low, but reach the arms up. Then bring your hands into prayer. Try and do a better job than I am doing of keeping the weight back into your heels. Inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, take your left elbow over to the outside of your right knee. Allow, your left knee is going to want to come forwards a little bit. That's fine. Allow that to happen. That's your pelvis being on the same page as your spine. As you push down through your right hand, keep the length in your spine. Lean the chest back a little bit. And remember, you are starting this twist from the inside. Good. Bring yourself back to center. And then exhale, forward fold. Again, just be happy that you're not twisting for a moment. Then bend the knees again. Sink that weight back into your heels. Ground through the feet. Inhale, lift up into your chair pose again. Exhale, bring the hands into prayer. Inhale, lift the heart. And then exhale, take right elbow over to the outside. Go the other way. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee, I think. Your right knee is going to want to come forwards, and that's fine. Let it come forwards just a smidge. As you push down through the left hand, that will give you a little bit of oomph to turn. Remember, you're not fighting, you're not insisting, you're just using hands and arms to show the body which way you'd like to go. Good. Inhale back to center. Ooh, try not to fall over. Exhale. Ooh, forward fold. Again, enjoy the fact you are not twisting, if nothing else. Then take the hands forward a little bit and just simply walk the feet back into a downward facing dog. And again, pause here for a moment. Enjoy the luxury of everything being even. If you need to take a child's pose, you know that child's pose is always there for you. Feel free to take it now. Good. Take your right foot up in the air. Bend the right knee. Roll the right foot towards your left bum cheek. And then step your right foot forwards. Turn and ground your left heel and come up to stand with the right foot forwards. Right heel and arch of left foot on or about the same sort of line. Try not to fall over. Right hand on your right hip. So we're going to go into, right hand and first finger in your right hip crease. Into our triangle pose. Take an inhale. Exhale. Let the right hip tuck underneath you as you pour yourself out over the right leg. Right hand can come down to the shin, foot, ankle, or of course, your helpful block if you have one. Now, although this isn't a twist, this version, I like to do the same kind of thing to ease my ribs around, to ease my torso around, that we've just done in the twists, because I think it feels quite nice. So if you want to give it a go, again, bring your hand to your lower belly and draw the flesh around. Then do it to your rib cage. And you can really roll the bottom of your right rib cage, roll it underneath you. And then do the same across the front of your chest. Smooth that left shoulder back. Ground down with everything that is grounding down and lift. And I just find it a really nice way of getting a little bit more into my body, into a pose which, you know, it's not the easiest one in the world. Are any of them? Let's face it. You're keeping the spine long. Exhale, look down for balance. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Bend the right knee, take both hands down, step your right foot back, down all the way onto your belly. Inhale, little cobra to lengthen. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Left foot up, bend the left knee, roll the left hip open. Left foot forwards, turn and ground your right heel. No prizes for guessing. Come up to stand and set yourself up for your triangle pose on this side. Right foot is turned in a little bit. And come on, brain. Left heel aligned with the arch of the back foot. Left thumb and first finger in left hip crease. Inhale, same, lengthening the spine. Exhale, pour yourself out over the left leg. Again, do what you want to do with your left hand. Whatever you do with it, make sure it is grounded on something, which is why I like to use a block, because you want to be able to push down to get the length up. Here we go again. Right hand, if you choose to. At least give it a go and see how it feels. Reach round with the right hand to the underside of the right belly and smooth the belly flesh around. Then bring your right hand to your ribs and really feel like you are tucking the bottom of your left ribs round and underneath you and draw them back. And then finally do the same across the chest, just to draw that right shoulder back, and then add the right arm. Switch the legs on, push down through anything that's in contact with the floor. And remember, again, all of this twisting starts on the inside. And breathe. Exhale, look down. Inhale, bring yourself up. Bend the left knee, go through a warrior two. Step back into a downward facing dog. Good, pause for a moment. And then bring yourself almost forwards, kind of towards a plank shape. And bring the left foot in, just a touch, and then kick it out to the left. So you're like you really need you to wee and you're crossing your legs. Then keep sliding the left foot out and away from you until the outside of your left hip comes down to the floor. Flip the toes of the right foot out behind you. Bring the hands down to the floor and inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. And then exhale, bring yourself down to your elbows, or if you can comfortably come all the way down, you can rest your forehead on your hands, whatever feels good for you. So this is a kind of really, really, really supported, revolved triangle pose. So again, remember what we did with our hands before. Imagine that you are rolling the belly down towards the floor, rolling the rib cage down towards the floor. Chest is wide, but it's rolling down towards the floor. Good. Bring the hands in so you sort of come up almost into sort of half up dog. Tuck the toes of the back foot one way or another. Bring yourself back through the downward facing dog. And no surprises for what we're going to do. Come forwards a little bit to plank. Bring the foot about a third of the way in. And then shoot it out to the right hand side. Then keep sliding the right foot kind of away from you so that you come down onto the outside of your right hip. You can flip the toes out on the left foot. And again, prop yourself up on your fingertips to begin with. And if this is enough, you can always just, stay up here and work on the twist. But it might feel good just to start coming down a little more towards the floor. You can rearrange the pelvis if you want. Remember, pelvis is always on the same page, at least, as the rest of the spine. And again, think of rolling your belly down towards the floor, rolling ribs towards the floor. letting chest be broad, but it also turning towards the floor. Good, breath or two here. And like I say, if this can be quite a restorative pose almost, you know, when you've got more time, you're adding it into your practice, you can bring the forehead to the backs of the hands and just kind of hang out there for a bit. We're not doing that now, so bring yourself back into a downward facing dog. And again, enjoy the fact that for once you are symmetrical. So our final pose, our revolved revolved triangle pose. Take the right foot forwards again, turn and ground your left foot and come up to standing, right foot forwards. But rather than having arch and heel alignment, what I want you to do is actually step the feet a little wider so that the feet are kind of on two parallel lines rather than one line. Back foot is still turned in, but be mindful of the back knee. So remember what we said, pelvis is on the same page as what the spine is doing. If you had your feet on one line, as if you would do in normal triangle, and we're turning, pelvis is like in different book to what a spine is doing, let alone on the same page. So feet on two parallel lines. Highly recommend, if you've got one of these bad boys handy, you have it on the outside of your right foot. Again, if you haven't, don't worry about it. You can just bring the left hand to somewhere on the leg. Right hand on your right hip. All the same principles apply that we've been doing in every other twist. Find the connection through your feet. Draw the thighs up. Inhale, reach it up and get long. Exhale, go forwards first. So you're going forwards and out over that right leg. Then bring the left hand down, either to the shin, to the foot, or to your handy friend, your block. Right hand, one more time. Bring it to the belly, draw it around. Bring it to the ribs, draw them around. Bring it to the chest, smooth the flesh of the chest. Think right hip back, left hip forwards. Maybe reach the right arm up. Maybe turn the gaze and look up, but switch it all on from the inside. Soften the jaw, keep the spine nice and long. Good, exhale, gently bring the right hand down. If you've got a block, pick it up with you. We're just going to turn and do it on the other side. So turn the other way, position your friendly purple friend or whatever colour they are outside your left foot. So again, remember, in normal triangle pose, feet and heel to arch alignment, because we want the pelvis on the same page as the spine. Now we're evolving, we need to move this bottom bit so that it's on the same page as the upper bit. So think feet more sort of two parallel lines. As your flexibility improves, some people might argue that, you know, it's better to have feet, I don't know, there's all kinds of arguments. I'm not going to get into that debate. For me, for my body, for the way I think bodies prefer it, feet on two parallel lines. Be wary of your back knee, ground the 2 feet. Same principles as before. Left hip back a little bit, right hip forwards so that the pelvis is already going in the direction the spine is going to go in. Inhale, reach up, lengthen. Exhale, go forwards and out over that left leg first. Then bring the right hand down to shin, ankle, or to your handy block. Left hand, draw the belly round to the left. Do the same for the ribs. Draw the ribs round. Think of tucking the underside of that rib cage round. Finally, take it to the chest. Smooth the flesh around. Then maybe you add the arm going up. Maybe the gaze goes up as well. Maybe you realize, like I do, that one side is so much more pleasant than the other. Whatever version you are in, breathe, turn on all the stuff on the inside, and then exhale, release. Inhale, come up to stand. Turn both feet so that the outer edges of your feet are parallel to the short edges of your mat. Twisting, it's breathing and talking very hard. Hands on your hips, one wide leg forward fold to even it all out. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, same thing as before, go out. Then bring the hands down. Little bit of softness in the knees. Nice, even, forward fold. Allow the breath to be even. Allow the effort to be even. There's still effort in the legs. You've not gone floppy. Still plenty of activity. You're just enjoying the sameness of the pose. Inhale, come up halfway and pause. Bring your hands to your hips with the exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, bring your feet together. Good. One way or another, bring yourself to lie down on the floor. I know I could have done a whole host of things to get you there, but no, I'm going to let you just lie down, which I think is fair enough. So, just as we did at the beginning, bring your knees up into your chest and just have a little roll from side to side and just give the spine a bit of a massage. Again, enjoy the feeling of the different points of connection between you and the floor. How the spine, enjoy how the spine may feel different now, how it connects perhaps differently to the floor. Good. Keep having that little roll around, and when you feel like you're ready, let yourself settle into your favorite Shavasana shape. And of course, if it feels like it needs anything else before it gets there, if you feel like you want to do a happy baby, or I don't know, you really want to, we've done a lot of twisting, so probably don't want to do any more twisting, but anything that you feel you need to do, bust a couple out now. Bust a couple out was the wrong phrase, as we are settling into Shavasana, but you get what I mean. And again, once you are in your Shavasana shape, and I know I keep saying this, but enjoy the fact that you are once again symmetrical. And this is another way that doing twists connect us, because you can enjoy not being in a twist when you're not in the twist. You know, it's a bit like why I go running, because I enjoy not running at the end of it. You know, it's I go running because it's nice when I stop. This twist can be a little bit like that, but in that you are, I think, tuned in a little better to your body when you are suddenly symmetrical and even as a result of doing the twists. I hope that makes sense. So recognize that at the moment. Let the feet fall apart, let both arms rest by your sides. And if you don't feel symmetrical, that's totally fine. You know, the body will rest how the body will rest, but just notice, connect to that. Take a big breath in to your lovely symmetrical lungs and sigh it out. And do that at least twice more. And again, allow the fact that you've got capacity within both lungs to do that. Allow that to be fully felt. And then once you've done that a few times, let the breath settle and let it go into its own natural rhythm of however it wants to be right now. On your next exhale, allow your arms and your legs to grow heavy. On your next exhale, allow your hips and your pelvis to sink a little deeper into the mat. On your next exhale, allow your eyeballs to rest a little heavier in the eye sockets and release any furrows from your brow. On your next exhale, allow your whole body to sink a little deeper into the mat. And at the same time, feel the earth rising up beneath you, supporting you fully so you can completely let go. And allow yourself to pause here in silence, just a moment or two. Stay exactly as you are. But once again, connect. Connect and notice how you feel. And if there is any good stuff there, allow it to be fully felt. Allow yourself to feel like you are marinating in it. And then keeping your eyes closed, take a few deeper breaths. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Perhaps take yourself into a nice big stretch and do whatever you need to comfortably roll to your right hand side. Then push yourself up to a seated position with your hands in a prayer shape if that feels good to you. You can let your head bow and remember the intention you set back at the beginning of our time together. Remember how you wanted to feel and breathe life back into that intention with a big inhale. And let it go with the exhale. Allow the corners of your mouth to lift into a smile and keep that on your face for as long as you possibly can. Namaste.